Hey, book lovers, book readers, book friends. Welcome to Read This Book. I'm your book hostess, LaShonda, bringing you this week's book review of Queen Move by Kennedy Ryan. Yeah, people, get excited. Now, a quick disclaimer. If you have not read the Kingmaker duet, then you may want to go ahead and read those and then come back to this book review because part of this story ties into that duet. However, if you're feeling brave and you just want to know what Queen Move is about, or if you've already read the duet, well, welcome. Let me tell you about Queen Move. In true Kennedy Ryan fashion, she knows how to weave a story that tugs at your heartstrings, that makes you think, that is full of drama, that's sexy, just an overall well-written story that you have to go back and read because you're sure you missed some things when you read it the first time. And she does it again. She does it again with Queen Move. So Queen Move is the story of Ezra Stern and Kimba Allen. Kimba Allen is the partner with Lennox from the duet, from the Kingmaker duet. She is her partner. They own a political consulting firm, and they just came off the biggest win of their career, which was electing a president. And now Kimba is back home because she wants to take on another campaign to elect the first Latina governor for the state of Georgia. Before she can do that, she gets some news that is life altering. It's life changing, and she has to make some decisions on what she's going to do. And she's learning how to adjust with what is happening with this news as it pertains to her life and her future. In the meantime, she moves back home to Atlanta, where her family is, and she runs into her childhood best friend, her first real friend, her first crush, her first kiss, her first just about everything, Ezra Stern. And he is a full-on adult man that is just gorgeous. Ezra Stern. Yeah. So, Kimba and Ezra, again, they were best friends growing up, and then there was some drama and their families moved away. Come back 20 years later, she's back in Atlanta for this downtime and to try to win this campaign. And she meets Ezra, and it's like sparks fly. There was no time, lost between them. Like, they literally pick up on their friendship where they left off, but now they're more aware of each other as adults, and like, hey, that's not the little bony girl that I remember at 13, and she's looking at him like, now that's a man, that ain't no boy. I'm like, yeah. But nothing could ever be easy. Nothing. Ezra is in a relationship with his baby mama, his long-term partner, and Kimba, has this situation, and she's not wanting to interfere with Ezra's life. He has a family, and she's, trying to respect that. Some things happen. Ezra's like, hey, my situation is different. What's good? Let's talk. They meet up. And again, it's like the chemistry is there, and they decide to make some moves. Hey. But again, they connect, and they connect as adults, and it's just this amazing chemistry. Like, I'm reading this, and I'm reading how they just pick up in this connection, and how they want to give in, and they both got situations, and how do you navigate that, even though it's changed? How do you navigate it? Because Kimba recognizes that she's not the only one that has Ezra's heart. He has a son. So they're trying to figure this out and what they're going to do. And in the meantime, she is trying to win this campaign. And, she makes a very bold queen move and goes on CNN to talk about discrimination, Black women being discriminated in the workplace because of their hairstyles. And boom, girlfriend is clever, okay? She is clever and smart and maybe a little ruthless too. But she makes this queen move and she lands her candidate. And so, she's like, yes, I got the candidate, I got the man. And then everything just implodes. I'm like, wait, what? Like, all this drama just starts happening. I mean, everything. Scandals about her father because she's a legacy child of the civil rights movement. So there's like these scandals coming out and trying to figure out what happened, why their family split, trying to navigate, Ezra's situation because his baby mama comes back saying that she's pregnant. Oh, I wanted to punch her in her throat. I wanted to throat punch her. Oh, child. Because she was a trip. His baby mama is a trip. So she hops back into the picture saying that she's pregnant, and Kimba's like, WTF. Like, nah. So she basically like tells Ezra, like, hey, you need to live your life and figure out what y'all gonna do over here, because she's saying that she's having your baby and I'm not even about that life. I was like, ooh, okay. And I get it, right? I understand why she like, nah, let me just bow out gracefully. But then at the same time, I'm like, girl, Ezra your man. Ezra your man. Okay. So she works on this campaign and she's like living her life and, going through her situation, and, he's like trying to be respectful and give her space and everything. But he recognizes too that, yeah, he's in a situation because he's the baby daddy, so he's got to figure that out too. But he never stops wanting her. He never stops loving her. He never stops like, I'm waiting for you. My situation. I'm waiting for you to come to me and tell me you want me. I was like, well, damn, Ezra. Okay. I love it. I love that. Yes, he was in a complicated situation. There's this family drama between their families. They're trying to figure this out. Like, he has the cards stacked against him, but he was still like, no, I've loved you since we were 6 months old. Remember when we got married under the tree at 6? I've loved you. I'm waiting for you. I'm like, damn, girl, you better get your man. Get your man, Kimba. But, all of this is happening, and she, it finally comes to a head, and she's sitting at this table, and it just like, she has a moment like, I love him. I want to be with him. I want to be happy. He makes me happy. We'll figure out a way to make it work, with our situations. And so she goes to find her man, and yeah. It was sexy. It was hot. It was sexy. And, she tells him how she feels and like what's happening with her. And he's like, I don't care if the sun turns pink, blue, yellow, green, purple, orange, red. You are it for me, Kimba. So let's do this. I was like, okay, I love it. I love it. He's clear and upfront. He's telling you that, listen, he don't care about your situation. You're all he wants. I'm not even doing this story justice, because Kennedy Ryan writes in such a way that she gets you all in your feels. Like, even if you are like, okay, I'm reading it for the drama or it's intriguing or whatever, you're not like a hopeless romantic like I am, you cannot read this book and be like, and not be like in your feelings, because she writes in such a way when they're just like, when he's laying it on the line, I'm like, okay, you can have whatever you want, Ezra, whatever you want. So they, decide like they're gonna just go, it's them against the world. And it's interesting once they make that decision how things fall into place, with his situation, how they're able to figure out the secret between the families, how they're able to resolve these things and come together and be happy. And it is just such a beautiful story. Again, she has a way of bringing in these issues, these topics that is not sexy. Okay, there's nothing sexy about menopause, but she has a way of how she's written this into the story, how she's written the scandal into the story, how she has just combined it to make this just an incredible book. Queen Move is, again, it's amazing. It is an awesome book, and it will have you in your feelings from the beginning until the end. You will not believe some of the things that happen in the story, that happens between them. I found myself like laughing at certain parts. I found myself like, oh, and then I found myself like mad as hell at some parts. But overall, it is a completely fabulous, wonderfully well-written story, and you should read the book. It is Queen Move by Kennedy Ryan. Again, this is Kimba Allen's story. She is part of the Kingmaker duet. She has an integral part in those stories as it pertains to Lennox. But you can read this book by itself. But I recommend you just go ahead and read the duet and then pick up this one so you can just understand the time span of how this relationship has been, how long, so you can understand why she's so fierce, so you can understand, you know, them. I loved it. Anyway, people, get Queen Move. The link is in the comments for you to get your copy. If you've read it, leave your comments below. Let me know. Did you love it? What was your favorite part? And I don't even know what else to say. Just get the book. Queen Move by Kennedy Ryan. Until next time, read a good book.